in this video, I'll be addressing three major issues: the issue of cross-dressing in Nigeria, homosexuality, and naira mutilation. And this is actually as regarding the arrest of Bobrisky. I think he has been in detention for about a week now. Based on what happened in the courtroom, based on what we read online, he actually pleaded guilty for the offense of naira mutilation and abuse of naira, and he was actually convicted, but his sentencing was actually adjourned, and is currently in detention. When he was arrested, even prior to his arrest, a lot of people has been of the opinion that who is Bobrisky's godfather? Who are the people behind him that he has not been arrested for being a cross-dresser in Nigeria? So this is why I'm actually making this video, to actually address that point, the issue of cross-dressing in Nigeria, also the issue of homosexuality and the naira mutilation. So to start with cross-dressing, there is actually a provision of the law, a principle of law that says where there is no law, there is no punishment. This actually means that no one should be punished for a thing that has not been criminalized in Nigeria. So this issue of cross-dressing is actually not provided for in anywhere in Nigeria. There is no law against it in Nigeria. And that is why it is quite difficult for the Nigerian police to actually arrest him. Before I go further, my name is Mary, and I'm a practicing lawyer in Nigeria. And on my YouTube channel, I share a lot of videos to educate the general public. If this is your first time of watching my video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much too for tuning in. And if you're yet to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please do well to click on the subscribe button. Okay. So as I was saying, so the issue of cross-dressing, it is actually it's not an offense in Nigeria. It's as simple as that. That is why you see a lot of people coming out there to actually post a lot of content on the Instagram, and the police is just looking at them like there is nothing they can do about it. Okay, since there's no law against it, and for them to actually say they want to arrest such person, the court will just ask them like, against which provision of the law? Is in the criminal code or the penal code? It is nowhere to be found. So that's it as regarding the issue of cross-dressing. However, when it comes to homosexuality, we actually have a lot of provision of the law that actually kick against homosexuality in Nigeria. When we talk about gay, lesbianism, there are a lot of provision of the law that actually criminalize that. But on the issue of Bobrisky, there is no credible evidence that we can say, okay, truly Bobrisky is actually homosexual. That is involved in the same sex relationship. The criminal could actually provide 14 years imprisonment for a same-sex marriage, and anyone who actually aid them in actually, for example, a pastor joining same-sex together, such pastor will also be guilty of an offense, and upon conviction, he will be liable to 10 years imprisonment. But you know, when it comes to criminal litigation in Nigeria, the prosecution, that is the one, for example, when someone is being arrested by the police. So if they are taking such persons to the court, there will be people who call the prosecutors that would argue against that person in court. So for them to have a successful case against Bobrisky, they need evidence, because in a criminal case, you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. So just imagine a police officer saying, I arrested Bobrisky because I speculate that he's involved in same-sex relationship. No court will actually convict him based on such speculation. The fact that we are seeing him now, the way he dressed, as a matter of fact, he is actually converting, or probably has converted, based on his profile, from a man to a woman. So we don't know whether he's involved with a woman or a man. We can't really say. But if there is such evidence that the police actually have, the police can use such evidence, you know, to file a case, to arrest him and file a case in court. So don't forget the no law, no punishment. That is, if there is no law. In Nigeria, we have laws that kick against the murder, manslaughter, rape. So if anyone is found guilty of that offense, for example, if one feels, okay, this person has actually raped this girl or whatsoever, or probably assaulted someone, then you have a case to file against the person. But in case of Bobrisky, we don't have such law. So don't forget, that is why I explained the issue of cross-dressing initially. But when it comes to homosexuality, I'm just explaining this basics, why he cannot be arrested for being a cross-dresser, At the same time, he cannot be arrested for for being in the same-sex relationship or same-sex marriage, because the first one reason for cross-dresser is because there is no law that regulates that. And when it comes to homosexuality, there is no credible evidence. Maybe some people actually have the evidence, but for me and the Nigerian police, there is no evidence to actually arrest him. They can't speculate because they will definitely lose that. Most likely, let me use the word most likely, lose such case in court, because you need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And the level of beyond reasonable doubt in court means, even for someone who is not a lawyer, who is not a judge, taking such evidence before that person beyond reasonable doubt, like there is no doubt, no iota of doubt, like you definitely say, oh, truly this person has committed this offense. So if there is one iota of doubt, the case will not be successful. So here are the issues why Bobrisky, why the Nigerian police finds it difficult to actually go after Bobrisky. So there is one other thing that relates to not the same homosexuality, is actually to have carnal knowledge of someone against the order of nature. So there is actually a provision of the law whereby you see people who engage in having carnal knowledge. Carnal knowledge is the same as having sexual intercourse with probably an animal, or the issue between gay, homosexuality, like same sex. So according to the law, all those things are being seen as having carnal knowledge of someone against the order of nature, because the order of nature is a man and a woman. That is what the order of the nature means. So when it's against the man and the woman relationship, I mean carnal knowledge, okay, so that's actually also an offense. So at the same time, I don't think Bobrisky has been, I don't think there are credible evidence. Probably some people do have it, probably do have it, but it has not been made available to the how do I put it now, to the Nigerian police, who can actually do the needful. So for offenses around this having carnal knowledge of someone against the order of nature, it's also carried the same sentence with homosexuality. It's also 14 years imprisonment when someone is being found guilty of such offense. Okay, so let's talk about the naira mutilation. So there's actually, the EFCC is actually a particular body that regulates economic and financial crime in Nigeria. And this naira mutilation, abuse of naira, is when someone actually use naira against the purpose. You know, we are meant to actually trade with naira and all of those things. So the act of him spraying it, according to the law, it's actually an abuse of naira. I've seen a video where someone was actually caught 1,000 naira note, and she used it in fixing like some design on her nails. So I really can't say if that was just how can I put it, like a fake note. I don't know, but you know, such thing actually abused is actually an abuse of naira note. So that is actually the offense, because EFCC cannot, if at all Bobrisky is actually homosexual, EFCC cannot arrest Bobrisky because they don't have jurisdiction for such. AFCC, as I've explained, is actually the body that is for economic and financial crimes in Nigeria, not such crime of homosexuality or being having carnal knowledge of someone against the order of nature. It is actually for the police to do all of that. So EFCC only arrested Bobrisky for naira mutilation, okay, abuse of naira. So if at all a day comes and we find it like, oh, EFCC, oh, Bobrisky is actually a gay, or I don't know whether he's a woman now, or lesbian or whatever, then we can say the police have reasonable ground to arrest him. Because when Very Dark Man was arrested, a lot of people were like, oh, Very Dark Man is not the problem of Nigeria, of this country. They have not why are they not why have they not arrested Bobrisky, and a lot of things like that. So the public needs to understand that it's not as if the Nigerian police don't want to arrest Bobrisky, but they have not found a good reason to arrest him. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to click the subscribe button. Also like this video so that it can pop up in the timeline of other people. Thank you so much. If you have any question, don't forget to drop it in the comment section. I will see you in another video.